In 1971, the United States made a decision that quietly changed money forever.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
What if I told you that if you gave me $1 billion, I'd give you the equivalent in physical gold in return? You have the gold, I have your money. A fair trade, right? But then, the very next day, I come back. I take that gold out of your hands, walk away, and tell you to simply believe that I'll return your money eventually. No collateral, no physical backup, just a promise. Sounds like a scam? Well, that is exactly what the United States did. But to really understand why that happened, we need to go back, not to 1971, but to 1944. Because that's where this story actually begins. In 1944, as World War II was coming to an end, leaders from 44 countries came together in Bretton Woods, in the United States. Countries like the United Kingdom, France, Canada, Australia. And they had one goal: to rebuild the global financial system and make it stable again. What they created was something incredibly powerful. The US dollar became the center of global finance. But here's the key: the dollar was backed by gold. At a fixed rate, $35 per ounce of gold, and every other country pegged their currency to the US dollar. So now you had a chain of trust. Currencies to dollar to gold. Everything ultimately led back to something real. And that's why the system worked. It created discipline, because the United States couldn't just print money endlessly. Every dollar was a promise backed by gold. And for a while, this system worked beautifully through the 1950s and into the early 1960s. Global trade expanded, economies grew, confidence was high. But underneath the surface, something was changing. In the 1960s, the United States started spending heavily. On one side, the Vietnam War. On the other, massive domestic programs, known as the Great Society, covering healthcare, education, welfare. Now normally, to fund this kind of spending, you would raise taxes, but that's politically difficult. So instead, they chose the easier path. They printed more money. More dollars entered the system. But the gold reserves didn't increase. So now you had a growing imbalance. More paper dollars than gold to back them. And the rest of the world started noticing. Countries like France, under President Charles de Gaulle, began to question the system. If we hold all these dollars, can we actually get gold for them? And instead of waiting for answers, they acted. They started exchanging dollars for gold. And once that started, others followed. Because no one wanted to be last. It became a race to claim gold before it ran out. And just like that, confidence began to crack. US gold reserves started falling rapidly. This wasn't just an economic issue anymore. This was a crisis of trust, because the entire system depended on one promise. And that promise was being tested. And sadly, it was failing. So by the late 1960s, the United States was cornered. They had two choices: let the system collapse or break the promise. In August 1971, they made their decision. President Richard Nixon, after a secret meeting at Camp David, went on television and made an announcement that changed money forever. The United States would temporarily suspend the convertibility of the dollar into gold. That word, temporarily, sounds harmless. But it wasn't temporary. It never came back. This moment is known as the Nixon shock, because in one decision, the United States ended the Bretton Woods system. The link between money and gold was gone. And just like that, the promise was broken. The system the world trusted for decades was over. So what replaced it? Fiat money, money that has value, Because governments say it does. And because we believe it does. Nothing backing it. No physical constraint. Just trust. And this changed everything. Because once you remove the constraint of gold, you unlock something powerful. The ability to create money. Freely. Now that comes with advantages. Governments can respond to crises, stimulate economies, avoid collapses. But it also introduces something unavoidable. Inflation. When more money is created, each unit becomes less valuable. Prices rise. Purchasing power falls. And this is where it becomes personal. For the average person like you and me, this system shapes everyday life. First, your savings lose value over time, even if the number stays the same. What it can buy keeps shrinking. Second, your expenses keep rising. Food, rent, fuel, everything gets more expensive, year after year. Third, saving alone is no longer enough. You are almost forced to invest just to stay ahead. Fourth, assets like houses and stocks rise faster than incomes, creating a growing gap between those who own assets and those who don't. So when you zoom out, this isn't just a story about gold, or the US, or 1971. This is the story of how money changed, from something real to something believed, from a system with limits to a system built on trust, all because of one decision, where a promise was broken. So the next time you look at your money, whether it's in your wallet or just numbers on a screen, ask yourself, if it's not backed by anything real, then what is it really worth? And in a world where money has no limits, has understanding the system itself become the new gold?
This was Smart Money Explained, helping you understand global finance.